Oh, yeah. So I got my first boyfriend and the day after I got my period.
Your body knew, like, it's time to
It
procreate
was like,
now.
"It is time. Let's make some eggs. Let's
Eggs.
make some babies with this kid."
Hi, my name is Tam. I'm a writer and a comedian. And when I was a teenager, I had a Bat Mitzvah and a quinceañera, which I combined into a Batzañera. Now, I'm talking to my favorite writers, actors, and comedians about their coming-of-age ceremonies as we remember what it felt like to supposedly become an adult. This is Bless These Braces. Good morning, everyone. Shalom. Today I have on the podcast a amazing, hilarious comedian and a writer. She's written on The Tonight Show, and you can check out her podcast called Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. Kylie Brakeman, thank you for welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for welcome as well. Many blessings on these tidings.
Many
days.
blessings. Shalom. How are
Shalom.
you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just relishing in the magic of the holiday season.
Yes.
Coast 103.5 is playing on my car.
That started with the holiday music already?
That started.
Yes.
They have their hand on the trigger November 25th, and they're ready to pull.
Me and my husband set up our tree. We have a Christmas tree with Hanukkah decorations on it.
Oh, that's good.
It's like a half and half.
Compromise.
And we play the Snoopy like music, the Vince Guaraldi trio.
Of course.
It is on repeat all day. Yeah. And it's just like
do. Is it that?
do 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 do. Oh, we can't sing, can we? I think that was so off key.
How many seconds of that can I sing? I think the Peanuts creators would be like, "No, we didn't do that.
It's not that.
We don't claim what she did."
If anything, they would sue us for doing it so bad.
Yeah. This is a cease and desist. You have to stop.
So this podcast, which I forgot to mention the title, is called Bless These Braces. It's about coming of age. It's about becoming an adult at a time when you're definitely not an adult.
Yes.
And I don't know, I'm going to kick off the show by saying one adult thing that I did this week, and I'm very proud of, and then I'm going to ask you for one. This week, my adult thing was that I got out of bed and to fart in the bathroom, and I came back to bed so that my husband wouldn't smell it. And I feel like that's a nice, like, keeping the passion alive thing.
That's very mature.
Very.
And that's very, like, that honestly, like, displays a level of love that I think is really touching.
I love that because it's like I'll do that once and be so proud of myself, but then I'll come back to bed after farting and then rip one in bed. But, like, the one is a nice gesture.
Yeah, do you feel like you've earned 10 farts now?
What about you? Any adult thing you've done this week?
So this week, I guess the adult thing I did was I used the phrase notwithstanding in a sentence.
Incredible.
And it's crazy when you're like a full-on adult, like I'm 27, and to use a new word like feels like a big jump. It's like you're taking like a big risk when you say it out loud. Like,
notwithstanding, what does that even fucking mean? Like,
I think, and I don't even fully know, but it's like you take that big gulp before saying a new word where it's like, I think I'm going to go out today, notwithstanding clear skies.
I feel like when you say that word, like a crown should descend from the skies onto your head and like a cape and a thing.
Yes, I have conquered the new word. I feel like I let out like a breath after. I'm like, notwithstanding clear skies. And then nobody called me on it. And so I went, ah.
We're going to Google the meaning of notwithstanding. And I bet you it's going to not.
I think there are going to be a bunch of lawyers who are like, no. Close, but not exactly.
You're younger than me. I'm 40. You're 27,
yes.
You just said. So we went to middle school. I went to middle school in 97. You went to middle school, you said, in
2009, 2008 to 2010.
A completely different experience. I mean, like, while I was listening to the Spice Girls and, like, No Doubt had just come on the scene, like, paint me a picture of, like, what was happening in the world at that time.
Yeah. 2009 was such a, like, monumental year for everything changing for me that
Yes.
I forgot that that's not everyone's middle school.
Right.
I would say the dominant culture of my middle school was random. So we would have random day where you went to school dressed as random as you could. And I think I do have a picture of that if you want to see
So
what I
like
did for random
whatever,
day.
is that what it means? Just like a little bit of this, a little bit of
It's like
that?
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And
Oh
so
my.
you wanted to be as goofy and crazy as you possibly could. There was a category at the end of the yearbook called Most Random,
Wow.
and people would campaign for it. There was a girl who actively went around, like when we were voting, going like, "Penguins, vote for me for Most Random."
That sounds healthy to me. Like, right? It's like, do whatever. Everything is cool.
It was goofy. Like, it definitely helped with I think the, like, late millennial quirky culture
Yes.
sort of definitely helped in middle school because it's like you could be a little weird and
Yes.
it coincided with your actual weirdness, and so you could sort of mask that as a on-trend choice.
Yes. Did your yearbook have the thing at the end that was like, best eyes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's where the most random thing was?
Yeah, it was best eyes, most likely to stay
suc-
in town, which is
Ooh,
also
that's depressing.
a sad one. Yeah, like most talkative, and they were always it can't be good. It can't be good for anybody.
No, there was one, I was just looking at my yearbook and it was like, obviously, like most likely to succeed, like best friend. And then it was best all around, which is like,
That's tough.
yeah.
That I think if I got that, I would be a menace.
Oh my, did you get anything?
I think I got class clown, but I can't remember if
Cute.
that was I think I got that in high school. I think I
Okay.
didn't get anything in middle school.
Were you popular in middle school?
No. Well, okay, it's sort of a gray area where I think I was like on the border of like I was invited to some parties, but I didn't know how to do it. Like
Yeah.
I was invited to like this popular girls party
Uh-huh.
and it was a holdover because I think I was dating her friend at the time and then he broke up with me over text, but the invites had already been sent. So I was technically
Right.
invited and I did technically go.
Good for you.
But she like rented out the community center, which at the
Mhm.
time was like, oh, that's cool. For
Yeah.
like this big dance. I guess she was turning 13, it would have been. And I showed up in my what I thought were skinny jeans, which someone broke the news to me that they weren't actually skinny jeans, that they weren't skinny enough. And that was my biggest trauma, I think, from that time. It was devastating to learn that the jeans I was wearing were not actual skinny jeans. But I showed up in a knockoff Abercrombie shirt and skinny jeans, and I got there, and everyone was in dresses. It was
Oh, fuck
like
everybody
a
else.
semi-formal event, and I had no idea. And I had one friend there who was like taking pity on me, and she was like helping me through it. But eventually, she was like, "Hey, so I actually have to go join the freak train now.
Oh my God.
Are you good sitting here while I join the freak train?"
Wait,
And
the freak train, like the
yeah,
train
it's like
where you freak dance?
everyone holding each other by the hips and just sort of going back and forth
Oh,
like
that is
a
so
robot.
fucked up. Like,
Yeah. Like nobody knew, like it didn't look like sexy or anything.
no, but
Like it was just sort of a very back and forth movement. No one really knew why they were doing it. They just knew that they had to do it.
that's amazing. Freak dancing is so insane. Like, I
Yeah.
remember going to a all ages club when I was like 15 and it was called Kokomo's. And I would dress really slutty. Also, like, good for you for wearing the tight stuff. That's what you want to dance to in a freak train.
Yeah.
And like boys would come up behind me and like I would feel as their erections would
Ugh.
rise on my butt.
It's such a tough
Nasty.
and I didn't even fully know that that was happening.
When
And it
was
does.
like your first kiss?
Late. I was 15.
Okay.
I was 15. It was in a movie theater. It was after the movie, I believe, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Oh God.
And it
Wow.
was a little weird. It was like we were technically boyfriend and girlfriend, and he was like, "Can I kiss you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then we sort of like technically touched lips.
Oh,
But
but
it
did you have
wasn't.
popcorn breath?
Oh, I bet. I bet it was stinky. I bet it was nothing. He always tasted like
Please.
there's a world where he sees this. But
Please.
his mom made him pesto sandwiches, and so he tasted like pesto a lot of the time.
Oh, that's.
But he was great. I have no ill feelings. Honestly, great guy. He was very cool.
That is so.
Very cool. Asterisk pesto breath when he was 15.
My first kiss was also in a movie, and we were watching. Could it be Goldmember?
Huh.
Is that how old I am? It was no, it couldn't be Goldmember. It was a Jackie Chan movie. How old am I? 65. Anyways, I don't know.
It was the train coming towards the theater.
But I remember he had just drank like a batch of orange juice, and
Oh, wow.
and I remember before going out to kiss or whatever, going to the movies, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I practiced on in like the bath, there's like the screen on a screen, and I just like kissed the glass thing. And I always think like, what did I look like from the outside? Like
I
pressed
instantly
up.
thought of like cinematically YA coming of age movie. That's an incredible shot.
It really is.
And necessary.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't think I ever practiced. I didn't have and I think I never got close whatsoever with my middle school boyfriends.
It was just
it was
closed
hugging.
mouths.
It was no kissing, just hugging. It was like, oh, are you gonna do the hug after school before you leave? Like it was like a mandated hug, and people would be around, and you would have to hug, and then everyone in the group would go, oh, and it was a hug. It was really, really intense. So many eyes were on you in middle school. It was like the panopticon. You couldn't make a move or do anything without everyone commenting.
It's weird. Like I wasn't popular during middle school, and I had just moved here from Argentina that year. So
wow.
I didn't I had no friends, and I was talking to a friend I did go to middle school with, and we both at lunch we would walk around in circles pretending like we were looking for people. So we didn't have to sit alone.
Did that so much. I was always fiddling with my locker, looking around, like searching, like, oh, my friends are here somewhere.
What? That's so
and
nuts.
Eventually, I would find people, but I was always like, I would wait for 3 people to join in a group that I sort of knew before attempting. And so I was always scanning, always scanning, doing laps, killing time. Until I felt like there was a group that I could walk up to.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday, like, it was like a state of fight or flight constantly.
Yes. That's so weird. I've never, had a words to define what that was, but it was a constant feeling of, oh, no, where do I go?
Horrendous. And then on top of it, did you get your period during middle school?
I did. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. So I got my first boyfriend, and the day after I got my period.
Your body knew, it's time to procreate now.
It was like, it is time. Let's make some eggs. Let's make some babies with this kid.
My God. I'm Jewish. You're not Jewish.
I'm agnostic, technically baptized. I think my parents were just in case. But I was never, going to church or anything.
No, me too. In Argentina, we used to go to temple a lot. And then when we moved to the United States, we just got kind of lazy, and we celebrate the holidays, but yes, I'm also kind of agnostic as well. I had a bat mitzvah / quinceañera when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was combo, so you don't have to pay for both.
It was a combo. It was at the Gaucho Grill, which is an Argentine restaurant. I didn't do any of the religious part, but I lit 15 candles that I gave to one. My parents had one, my sister had one, whatever.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was cute.
That's really a lovely combination.
It was nice. And we emptied out the restaurant, and yeah, it was great. We did the Macarena. I have pictures of that. We'll show it. What did you have? Did you have anything like a coming of age ceremony or?
I didn't, and I kind of lived through all the Bat Mitzvahs I went to.
Uh-huh.
I was living through them, and I sort of felt like a sense of ceremony, going to those where I'm like, wow, I really am grown up. I really have done it. But I always was jealous. I think I was like, oh, I wish I were Jewish so I could do a big speech in front of everybody.
Totally. Yeah, it's like a kind of narcissistic a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
it was, and I remember, like, I would go to them, and after I went to a few, I would, like, sort of try and recite what they recited in the car.
oh my
Just going like,
God.
"Baruch atah Adonai," like,
Yeah.
really, like, and probably butchering it, but I was like, "When I get up there, if I ever convert to Judaism, this is how I'll say it."
Oh my God. What if you could have a bat mitzvah now? Because you know how I'm sure they all had themes of like whatever. Like Adrian was
Yeah.
saying, our producer was saying she had like a Broadway themed, right?
Oh.
If you could choose a theme now to your bat mitzvah?
I think I ascribe very much to, like, a Margaritaville aesthetic,
Oh,
and so I think anything sort of, like, Florida, boomer is, like, that's my jam, that's what I wanna be. That's
I
where I wanna be at.
love that.
Yeah.
And also, like, kind of want a bat mitzvah now where everyone can just get like wasted,
Yeah, because I feel like we were getting the middle school equivalent of wasted, which
which
was,
is
like, just drinking soda, wearing
candy.
Kanye shutter shades, and just, like, going crazy. Like, I felt drunk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I felt
Drunk on hormones
yeah.
and sugar. Oh, I was remembering that at bat mitzvahs they would do the like caricatures of you, which is
Really?
so I don't know if
I
they
didn't
did
go
it
to
at
any with those, but that sounds dangerous to
they
me.
would draw you with like a huge nose or like huge ears, like every feature you already hated about yourself, they would like
You
exaggerate.
can't do that to middle
Oh
schoolers.
God. Do you remember like the themes of the ones you went to?
I remember the DJs. I remember lots of Black Eyed Peas and
Oh,
lots of, like, sort of strobe lights and sort of, like, I went to some kinda, like, banging ones,
like
I guess, like,
raves.
sort of raves. It felt really I went to one where the girls whose bar mitzvah was, stormed out at one point, so, like, that was
Oh,
cool, which feels
what
like
happened? Do you know?
I think people were dancing in a way that she didn't want them to, or, like, a song was
Jesus.
wrong. It was like something was wrong, and she's like, "I've had enough," and then just stormed out, and then came back in, like, an hour later. Like, I think she just had to, like, throw a fit or something,
I like
but
a dictator.
yeah, it
Amazing.
is about her, and we have to respect it's sort of like a bridezilla thing. It's like, you know
Yeah.
what? It's her day, and she
Yeah.
just has to do that,
Again, narcissism. It's
and
just
I'm
like,
enjoying the party. Yeah.
oh my God, that's amazing. What did you wear?
I wore, so it was sort of that, like, business casual thing that was in during that time where it was,
Okay.
like, all the dresses looked vaguely corporate, like, corporate slutty, and I didn't have, like, boobs or anything,
Yeah.
but I was walking around, I felt like I had a lot of sex appeal.
Oh, I
Like,
bet you
I
did.
don't know what was going
I
on.
bet you were
I
hot.
bet you did. I bet really bet you were hot. Yeah, I it was completely unwarranted, but I would look at pictures of myself and like that where I was sending around texting. I would text Oh my god, this is flashing back to me. I would text people selfies. Like
Uh,
before Facebook, I would just text them to people
wait,
and
wait.
no one would respond.
Oh no.
Because what do
Just
you say to that? Nobody had
cutie.
the heart react back then, so you
Right.
couldn't like diplomatically respond to something that you didn't want to respond to.
Did you just want to show them how you looked or what?
I have no idea what the headspace
My
was.
sweet girl.
I think it was like, you took a picture, so what do you do with it? Someone
Oh
has to see the
God.
picture.
Yeah, you were raised like you were a teenager in a time of cell phones and Facebook and like I didn't even have a pager. Oh my God.
It
Wait,
was yeah.
you told me you have Facebook
I
statuses.
do have
Facebook
some
stat
Facebook
eye.
statuses, some stat eye, of course. So I just put them in an album because I sifted through so many the other day and I don't really remember why. Well, okay, I'm on Facebook Marketplace constantly, and so
Do you
when you're
purchase?
I do purchase.
What's the last
I purchase
purchase?
and I sell. It's all plants. I've become like a plant dealer and buyer.
Incredible.
And it's just like a because I can't be on Twitter as much anymore, but I need something to do with my hands, so
Yes.
I'm on Facebook Marketplace, and if you're buying and selling at the same rate, it's a net neutral.
Oh, I love.
So I was going through my Facebook statuses the other day just out of curiosity, and I was trying to be like I was developing this voice that was 50% edgy, 50% random quirky. Like I was reading My Life is Average.
Yes.
Okay. So a bunch of fake stories, usually Harry Potter related, like heavy on the quirk. And so I couldn't really decide if I had that kind of voice or if I was like mean. So on the mean side, I have Kids Bop seriously needs to die.
Oh,
Um, this was one of my most popular Facebook statuses of that time. This had 12 likes.
pretty good, 12 likes.
It's not bad. Better than my average. Justin Bieber's songs are getting lamer and lamer. Never Say Never is just sad.
So like honest.
It is
It's
really
so
like
cute.
and there's no take. It's just
No.
it's just mean. Why are all these old people bands performing on American Idol? I'm a brat.
I'm a brat. Well, I do want to know, like, what were these
Okay.
old people bands?
Yeah, it was probably, I don't know,
Like
Gwen
Maroon
Stefani.
5.
And then we go to the My Life is Average section, which is our
Okay.
fake stories. In my softball game just now, I was chased into center field by a mole rat with fangs. I will now have nightmares. No, I wasn't.
Wow.
What am I talking about?
Pure creativity, though. Like,
Yeah, if you look at it as a creative writing exercise.
what's a mole rat?
I don't know. And that's why
Is
I
it a-
know that I was lying, because I don't know what that is.
It's a rat with a huge mole.
It's
to
a
me.
big rat, I guess. There was that Kim Possible Naked Mole Rat song that I think was happening that people were
right.
singing, so I assume I just stole it from that.
Please
Um,
more. I want, like, could hear these forever.
Okay, this is, again.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a random one.
Okay.
All caps. Our mustaches are like golden sunshine and our unibrows are like cornfield. Ha 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 ha. And then I tagged 2 friends.
Wow. Wait,
And-
cornfields.
Cornfields. I don't know what that
But
means.
I do get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I'm with you.
There's a spirit of something I'm going for, and it's
Yes.
definitely trying to prove
Ugh.
that I was random, but also had friends.
To
It's
me,
like
you're a
I'm being
poet.
random, but I also have friends.
I think that's like should get like a Nobel laureate.
I am
to-
the Amanda Gorman of my time, I think. If I were just in a couple years later, could have been at that inauguration.
Please more.
Okay. Back on the mean section.
Great.
Worst dance ever. I just wasted 45 minutes of my life.
the
And
shortest dance ever, too.
I said worst. Oh yeah, and it's also the shortest.
Oh my
I
God.
must have bounced early, but I mean,
Wow.
apple bottom jeans,
Ugh.
low freak trains, like it must have had it all. I actually think like hearing Just Dance at a school dance like woke me up.
Wow.
It was like, oh, music has just been invented
Yeah.
for the first time. Let me see if there's any other that are worth it. Oh, this one's mean. If I hear the song Fireflies one more time, I will kill myself. One like. This is a
One
suicide threat.
like.
And now today, if you posted that, you would have gotten flagged. The system would have sent you a bunch of messages and numbers to call, and people would be checking on you. But here, you could just threaten suicide whenever you wanted.
And one person liked it. Now
Nobody checked.
they
Nobody checked.
Now you post like, I'm unhappy, and like the SWAT team is at your door.
TikTok is like, this actually goes against our community guidelines. You actually can't say that.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
I'm
it's a very
crying.
tumultuous time to be coming of age, and also the internet is just completely uncharted territory, and you're growing with it, and it's honestly, thank God that no one preserved this.
Yeah. I want to go back and be your friend at that time. I feel like you're the coolest.
I needed a friend.
Yeah.
I had friends, but I needed someone to keep me in check.
Yeah.
I was
That would
wearing
have been
stupid
me.
T-shirts.
Like an older.
I needed someone, genuinely. I was an oldest sister, so I needed someone to say, that outfit actually looks really
Like,
bad and you need to change.
I remember I wore, I had Minnie Mouse red overalls with Minnie Mouses all over them. And this one
Wow.
really popular girl came up to me one day and she said, "Oh my God, you really love those overalls." And I was like, "I do," thinking she was going to say, like, "I do too." And she said, "'Cause you wear them every day."
That's brutal.
Brutal. And that girl now was on some like reality VH1 show where she like Rock of Love or something, where she like I don't know, it was like trash, and I just saw her. She's like an Oompa Loompa orange. Like, anyways, fuck you,
Yeah.
bitch.
Fuck you, bitch. That's from me too. Co-signed. It's crazy how these little comments like stick with you
like
forever.
daggers.
Those aren't real skinny jeans. Like traumatized me forever. You really should be wearing a bra, which looking back,
Ooh.
pretty nice.
They were
looking out for me. But
true.
But like one of those record scratch, like, oh no.
My sister did a talent show where she did NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. And there's a part where they go bye bye bye, and we just watched the video, and like she wasn't wearing a bra, and like her boobs
Oh
are
my
like,
God.
and it's like, you should have been wearing a bra.
Yeah.
If you could decide a time that you feel like that's when I became an adult, or that's when I felt like an adult, is there anything that comes to mind?
I think getting my license was huge. I think being able to drive yourself to the Americana brand was like a gigantic step up. It was unfettered freedom. But I think I never really truly felt like an adult until I learned the phrase, like, it was so nice talking to you, is a way that you can leave a conversation.
Shit, I'm learning this now. That's beautiful.
It was like, that was the moment when I'm like, oh my God, this is how everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
This is how everyone's been managing all this time. This is how everyone has been figuring out how to talk to people. And that, I was probably, I don't know, 23 by the time that happened.
Yeah.
But it like unlocked something for me where I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
Oh my God. If I'm talking to anybody in the next week and I say, notwithstanding, it was nice talking to you, that's on you, and I love it so much.
That's my influence. That's what I'm trying to contribute.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming.
It's been a blast.
Where can we find you?
I am on Instagram and TikTok and X at Deadeye Brakeman. And I post there.
And on Facebook Marketplace selling plants.
And on Facebook Marketplace at Kylie Michelle, I am selling crop tops and plants.
Oh my God, I'm gonna check that today.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.